news.
But dreadful if you're anywhere around Leicestershire, Leeds. What's happening,
There's
Laura?
just so much going on. So they're sort of on this dividing line. So we've obviously got Nick in the snow and Nithya in the rain, and that's the problem. The Leicestershire, Lincolnshire, those areas that have the evacuation orders are right between this line of where we have the mild air to the south that had rain, the cold air to the north that had the snow. But when you have that milder air just slowly creeping in, it amounts right across the country. But I'll talk you through what's happening right now. So the severe flood warning, which is in force, as Nithya said, means danger to life. And I've got a map to show exactly where it is. It's between Loughborough and Leicestershire on the River Soar. So this is Loughborough here, Leicestershire is just down here. And if we zoom into this area, this is the part of the river where we have our severe flood warning in force, less than a mile from where Nithya was standing. And the problem along that river is they've just had the highest river level that they have ever recorded. So this graph shows what the normal river level should be, around about here. This is a track through time. This black line is where the peak river level has ever been recorded, and overnight it was higher than it's ever been recorded. Some welcome news I've just seen from the gauges right along that river. The river level is steady and slowly starting to fall. So it's responding from the rainfall that we had yesterday. So hopefully this is as high as it's set to get. So let's look at the reason why. They had a huge amount of rainfall. In the first 6 days of the week, they've already had all of their January rainfall. And thankfully today it is dry. But yesterday, nearly half of that rain fell. So that's what helped to ramp it all up. But there is another side to this, of course, because we have the cold. Yes, we have the rainfall, but the other side is there's lots of snow and ice warnings across large parts of the country with more snowfall. This is the the snow radar from last night showing more snowfall through these western areas and sub-zero temperatures. The big thing for today, and the more important thing for today, it is significantly drier than it was yesterday. So the risk of flooding is set to diminish in the coming days, is because we don't have huge amounts of rainfall to come, but it is still cold, frosty. We have very divided weather across the country. For many, yes, it is cold, frosty and icy, but for others, we have hundreds of flood warnings in force. Hundreds of flood warnings and flood alerts, but we have one severe flood warning. That's from Leicestershire, 7 days. Well, let's take a look at our outlook. So we split the country in half. In the north of the UK, where we have our coldest weather and the snow still lying, our temperatures are way below freezing, but return back to where they should be by the start of next week. Welcome news if this cold is just way too much for you. Snow showers for the next few days, but then thereafter, the outlook is increasingly dry. Also welcome news. Fortunes further south for England and Wales as we head through the next 7 days. Temperature-wise, we are sitting again way below average. For the rest of the week, moderating a little into the weekend. And yes, there's some rain around for the next few days in the form of showers, but nowhere as heavy as the last few days, with no flooding in the forecast for the rest of the week. Two sides to this weather story, as we've seen. There are flood warnings, hundreds of them, but one severe across Leicestershire. River levels there moderating after more than a month's worth of rainfall in just a week, but elsewhere, sub-zero temperatures continuing for the rest of the week. Welcome back to Good Morning Britain. Now, over the weekend, we had snowfall. Then that turned to heavy rain, and the combination of heavy rain and snowmelt through large parts of England means we have hundreds of flood warnings and flood alerts in place, but one severe flood warning just north of Leicester. And this... Good morning to you. We have a cold start this morning, icy conditions around, but we still have hundreds of flood warnings and flood alerts in force, and one severe flood warning. This is just north of Leicester. This area, there is a risk to life. Properties are being flooded, people being ordered to evacuate. So the advice is to check all of the forecasts where you are for the flooding. Now, today is sunny spells and some wintry showers. The radar shows the white where we've had snow showers falling overnight through western areas, even heading through the London area. So very icy for many western areas today and cold in the sunshine, but thankfully no more heavy rain.